Hey everybody, I'm Coach Q, and today I'll be teaching you how to serve a volleyball, but not just any serve. Today we have the topspin serve, so stay tuned, and let's get right into it. When we do our topspin serve, we actually have 3 steps to it. We have the footwork, the toss, timing, and the arm swing. That's actually 4 steps, so there's 4 steps. With the footwork, we do a 3-step approach, starting with the foot opposite our hitting hand. So if you're a right-handed hitter, you start with your left foot, and then if you're a left-handed hitter, you start with your right foot. Now, the key to this is that we are starting this first step of our approach either as we toss the serve or after we toss the serve, like right after. Wait, this guy jumps so high. He's so athletic. Oh my God. Ah. This just helps out with our timing and stuff, you know? Anyway, we also want to make sure that our last 2 steps are slightly angled. This will make sure that our body follows with that angle, and then we generate power that way to get the serve over. Another thing I want to remember is getting low on our last 2 steps. Sometimes people forget to do that, and you know, that's just their fault, but let's get low so we get explosive with our serve. The tempo of our footwork is kind of like slow to fast, so we start slow with our first step and then go quicker with our last 2 steps. Hey, how you doing? I had to move because somebody entered the yoga studio, but let's continue with our lessons. Okay. Let's think of common errors that people make with their footwork. A lot of people mess up the timing. That's probably the main key, is they take all 3 steps before the ball has even gotten to its peak. You know, we'll jump early and then they'll just hit it late and they whiff because they've messed up their footwork. So let's make sure to
take our first step right after we toss, and then wait for the peak of the ball for our last 2 steps to happen.
And then bada bing, bada boom, we have a great topspin serve. Let's move on to our toss. Toss is probably the most important part of our topspin serve. The key to the toss, or I guess what I like to do, is I like to toss it about 15 to 20 feet up in the air. I'm outside, by the way, so I'm sorry if you hear all the wind, but hey, you're watching the video, not me. All right, so 15 to 20 feet up in the air. We do this so that we have enough time to take all 3 steps. The key to the toss and getting like a very consistent toss is putting your elbow to almost like your rib cage slash like hip area and using it as like a hinge. What I mean by this is we're using the elbow to keep a consistent spot where we toss and keeping it in line with our right shoulder. Because let's say we don't use our hip and we are tossing outside of our body, we have the potential to toss left and right, like away from our body or towards our body, like crossing our arms or just like, you know, you get the picture. Like if we're away, we have the potential. Holy shit, stop stuttering. Okay. If we're away from our body, we have the potential to toss it across our body, which would make the serve really hard to get because we are reaching completely in a different direction than we want to. I do suggest more elbow and wrist action. All right. We always want to toss with our hitting arm. So I hit with my right hand, so I want to toss with my right arm. So we got the timing down, we got the chest and the elbow. Wonderful.
Let's move on, gang.
All right, Coach Q's back. It's been 1 second, so let's move on. I'm gonna do a little brief summary about timing, and then you'll bend down and jump up. Hold on. Let me reiterate with my notes, and I'll get right back to you. Okay, I'm actually gonna scratch the timing right now because I wanna go over the arm swing first, and then we can recap everything and get that timing down. With the arm swing, we are gonna toss. After we toss, we have our arms down. So down on the first step. As we take our second and third, we're gonna pull back our arms with our wrists and go all the way back and as high back as we can, because this movement is gonna generate this crazy kinetic energy that's gonna allow us to jump and hit this ball. And we're gonna make the kinetic energy by pulling through with the wrists. That's what Coach Everin always says, shout out Coach Everin. And everything is gonna come together on this jump, all right? We're gonna arm swing up, our legs are gonna unbend or our legs are gonna straighten out and jump up. And this is all gonna be one fluid motion so that we can jump and reach for this ball and take an arm swing. I want to make sure that we are also creating the bow and arrow shape, all right? So we're reaching back, we're coming up and creating the bow and arrow shape with our arms. Our left hand is used to guide and find this ball, and our right hand is used to swing, leading with the elbow and then out with the hand. Let's emphasize our shoulders evenly level, because if we're kind of tilting left and right, our arm swing is going to be inaccurate every time, you know? Let me think of a couple problems that people normally get with this stuff, because
Goddamn, there's quite a bit.
first one is that our backswing and our jump are like incorrectly timed. What that kind of looks like is like we arm swing on the first step, okay? What are we doing if we're arm swinging on the first step? We're not doing it correctly. I want you guys to backswing on the second and third, and let's not do it on the first, because it looks weird and it's just like, it's cringe and I don't like it. Oh, sorry, one thing I forgot to mention. Sorry, I'm so sorry for backtracking, but when we toss, we want to make sure there's a little bit of topspin on it, which means the ball is spinning in the forward direction. This will help us with our swing, because we're also hitting it in that direction. We are going with the motion, just like everything else in this serve, and slapping this ball so that it generates even more topspin than we already flicked it with. For the contact, we want to contact with our whole hand and not just our palm. That includes the fingers, all right? So when we contact, we're contacting with our fingers, and we're wrapping our entire hand around this ball and flicking our wrist down so that we generate all the power, no, not the power, the topspin to get this ball over. Now topspin, this action of topspin makes a ball flow in the downward direction. Okay, that's what topspin does. It's just the laws of physics. Keynote here, pay attention. If we hit the ball directly center, and put topspin on it, and it's also going with topspin, the ball will go straight down, okay? That will not get us anywhere. Let's take that information and let's make sure we're not doing that, okay? We're not gonna hit directly in the center of this ball. This is probably the key for topspin serves, is that we need to contact more or less at a 45-degree angle, or even less than that, because our ball needs arc. Our topspin will bring it in the court. What we need is to get it over the net first. So we're contacting at more of like a 45 degrees, 50-degree angle, so that we can arc this ball over and let the topspin bring it down. Hopefully I've been clear in this video, and I'm sorry if I haven't. If I haven't, you probably should stick for the rest of the video, but if I haven't, stay tuned, because you're getting a lot more. The timing, this is the last thing I was gonna talk about. Depending on how high you can jump will really affect when you jump, because if you are a high jumper, you're gonna have to jump a little bit earlier than the rest of us full, because we can't jump that high. We can't jump that high.
2 seconds earlier.
Wait, this guy jumps so high, he's so athletic, right? You wanna hit this ball at the peak of your jump. That's it, because like any other hit, we want this ball to go fast and down. We want the ball to ace our opponents. If I contact it here, and the net is right here, I can literally go straight down. I can draw a line, right? But the shorter I contact it, the line has to stay moving if our net is right here. I actually need to give like a drawing example of this, because this is some bullshit. We need to make sure that the last step that we do, so the last two steps with the arm swing and arm up, kind of happen right when the ball reaches its peak. And then as the ball's coming down, we're doing a quick explosive jump at the end, right? So that whole motion, the backswing, the two steps, the explosiveness happens right at the peak. And then we are jumping high as this ball's coming down, and then we're swinging. I think I'm gonna end the video here. So comment if I missed anything, because I probably missed a lot. But I'm gonna make like 1,000 more videos of like me learning all this stuff. I'm trying to do my best to teach the younglings out here. I'm using this YouTube channel as kind of a pipeline to my coaching journey, okay? Let's stay sexy, my friends. Let's not say that. Let's stay cool, my friends. Let's keep it PG-13. Love you guys. YouTube, we're back, baby. We're back. United. I have my pen and my little booklet right here, and that's where the notes are coming from. So.